Welcome to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers with Linda Prio. Will it be possible to remain in my home as I age? Do I feel safe in my home? How do I figure out how much support I will need when my health needs start to change? What if I decide to move into a community instead? Which community will meet my needs now and in the future? Who will play a role in helping me with decision making? Do you ask yourself these same questions? Aging in Place Strategies and Answers can help you gain practical knowledge that will help you create your own Aging in Place roadmap. If you are already a care partner, a power of attorney, or in crisis mode with your Aging in Place strategy, you will learn what you need to know that you don't know. For over 20 years, I have been marketing Aging in Place services to clients and educating families and healthcare professionals in how to put aging in place strategies into place. When you utilize aging in place, you are allowed to choose where you want to live and make those decisions so that you can retain your quality of life. Welcome back. Aging in Place Strategies and Answers is celebrating its 6-month anniversary. We salute our new subscribers and our many, many listeners. And Aging in Place Strategies and Answers is ready to tackle more topics that can be helpful when you're choosing to age in place at home or when navigating a healthcare crisis. Many of you know that I have worked in healthcare as a marketing professional, and in order to be good at healthcare marketing, you must know your product or services. You also need to know who you're marketing to, but you also need to know how to create relationships. And because our healthcare system is so very siloed, it is difficult to do healthcare marketing, and it's also become very, very difficult for the patient and or their family members to know how the parts and the pieces all fit together. I have used what I have learned professionally working alongside care managers, nurses, and social workers. I have leaned on other professionals in my industry when I needed answers and solutions. However, there are some lessons you learn the hard way, and that is by personal experience. I have had my own aging parents, my own aging extended family, as well as friends calling for guidance when they were experiencing a healthcare crisis of their own or with one of their family members. But whomever I was talking to would always thank me and then ask, how do I learn this information? How can I get this information? Why isn't this written somewhere? Linda, you need to write a book. So I thought about what people have told me over the years and about whether or not a book was really the best way for me to proceed. Because I have been where you are, I know that I didn't have time to read a book when I was in crisis mode. So I came to the conclusion that most senior adults or adult children of seniors do have time for a quick podcast on the subject of aging in place. And that is what we try to do each week on this show and on this platform. For those of you who have become listeners or who feel that they are hearing important tips and are gaining new tools for their tool belt, I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave me a review. This podcast currently has over 750 listeners, 28 podcasts, and interviews, plus premium content, and now we have show sponsors. Let's take a moment to hear from one of our sponsors. Hi, listeners. This is Linda Prio, your host and one of the sponsors of Aging in Place Strategies and Answers. If you would like to have a speaker for your group or your organization, please contact me at linda.agingstrategies@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to the podcast. Just in case you are a new listener to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers, I don't want you to be confused. So here is the definition of aging in place. Aging in place is the ability to remain safe, healthy, and independent in the comfort of your home rather than moving to a higher level of care. And as you age in place, you may have to add additional care services to help you retain your independence. In addition, you might even have to add some homeowner services that you can no longer perform. This podcast is a guide to help you start an aging in place strategy, create a plan to age in place, but it is way more than that. So I hope you'll continue listening as we move into our new season. In the past 6 months of Aging in Place, Strategies and Answers, we have defined aging in place, what it is, and definitely what it is not. We have also talked through why planning is so very important, and yet why is it so hard to get started on a plan? We have talked through the professionals that you will need when you are going to start your plan to age in place. And of course, your medical insurance is a key component in your health. So what insurance product might be best for you? And then we always want to be aware of the possibility of an insurance scam and how to be prepared. Did you know that healthcare is very slowly moving away from a medical model of care to a person-centered care model? Well, as I explained in the podcast in a different session, I said that we're not there yet. So it is important that we learn how to communicate with our healthcare professionals so that we're getting the most out of our visits with our physicians. And remember, this is very important, that you as a senior have rights, that seniors are a protected class of people and protected by law. So be a watchdog for your senior loved one or a friend that is a senior. Wasn't it nice to learn that affordable healthcare and housing options are available to lower income seniors? And sometimes inviting a senior relative into your home for a visit or even visiting an aging relative can be a challenge or become difficult. But knowing how to plan your visit will help keep these special times very special and memorable rather than stressful. I have a special place in my heart for all caregivers because I know that you are doing your best and giving it your all. Many times your efforts seem undervalued or underappreciated. So each week in Aging in Place, Strategies and Answers, this podcast offers a valuable tip from someone who has been there and done that in the hope that you feel supported and validated and have the information that you're going to need to be effective in your role as a caregiver. What's ahead for the next 6 months? Well, keep listening and learning and checking out the premium content that is offered to subscribers. Subscribers are also eligible for a mini consult that can be helpful if you are stuck in your plan to age in place, or if you've had to create a new plan to age in place, or if you are currently navigating a healthcare crisis. I look forward to being with you, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining me today. Please remember that this podcast is intended as guidance and not advice. Share this podcast with friends and family who are currently in crisis mode or with people who would like to start developing their own roadmap for aging in place. Listeners, if you would like a deeper dive into a topic discussed during a podcast, please subscribe to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers, where you will be able to access premium content. Or if you would like to suggest a topic for this podcast, please contact me at linda.agingstrategies@gmail.com. As always, I value the time you spend with me.